My loves, welcome back to another episode here on Transform. We are so excited to dive into today's episode, which is all surrounding words we are living by. Sam and I definitely have these words, these mantras, these phrases, things that have hit us home. I know Sam has a list that is hefty that we're going to dive into at the end to share with you guys words that you can live by. But we thought it could be really fun this season in our life, this moment in our life, two on each side of Sam and I's side of what words we are living by and kind of the why behind it. I think it's always super powerful to have these sayings, these mantras, these phrases to guide you back to your purpose, to guide you back to why you're here, to guide you back when you're going through a season. And these are the ones that we're diving into. So, Sam, why don't you kick it off? And you guys also, too, when you're listening, these are the moments where you can be like, does that fit with me? Do I like that? And if not, we have plenty options at the end for you guys to choose from.
Yes, I love that reminder because I change my mantras seasonally, if not monthly, weekly, like certain days I need a certain energy. So Sam and I are going to deeply dive into two each and then give you a list of so many others. And that list is going to continue and go on and on and on. So really use this as a moment to get inspiration, but know what fits so well with you. My first mantra that I've been using recently that has been such a compass for me is your comfort zone is where your dreams die. And I love how intense that is. Your comfort zone is where your dreams die. As someone who has really big dreams, I have learned that if I'm not stretching myself, I'm not growing. If I feel comfortable, if it is easy, then I'm not actually accomplishing my dreams. And I deserve to accomplish my dreams. I've seen this recently in business pretty heavily. So when Sam and I started working together, it looked really different, guys. I have been behind the scenes my entire career until recently. And guys, I was really good at running businesses. It was really easy for me. And guess what? It was in my comfort zone. I was so good on a sales call. I was so good operating a team. Oh my God, emails. Let me write your email. I'm a queen inbox girly. Like truly, my comfort zone is in my inbox, but that's not where my dreams are coming true. And it was such a real realization for me of saying yes to the hard thing, saying yes to stepping out of my comfort zone, saying yes to being a part of this podcast is exactly where my passion and true purpose was lying. And I'm so grateful to have said yes, or else I would have never even understood how far I could go. And again, I found a lot of purpose and I was really good at being behind the scenes, but that was never stretching me. That wasn't challenging me like this moment right here is in sharing with you. And even beyond just having a podcast, what I said yes to is sharing my story. What I said yes to is being extremely vulnerable. I basically said yes to, here is my soul, because if I'm going to do this, I want to do it in a way that actually makes not only my dreams come true, but show you how you can make your dreams come true. And when I come back to this mantra of your comfort zone is where your dreams die, I think of the fact that I could have really stayed in that comfortable zone. And I would have done well and I would have had a good life. But guys, now I have achieved greatness in a way because it is so much more purpose-led. It has so much more of me in it. It's not just about creating a business because at the end of the day, business is profit. Like when you think of how you define business, it's literally what is a profitable thing that I can get behind and do. This has nothing to do with that. And this is why this isn't work for me. And this is my true passion and purpose because it has nothing to do with profitability and everything to do with profound purpose and passion. And I have to say thank you to Sam for giving me the opportunity to say yes to doing more, because again, I could have stayed in a really comfortable place and had a really good life. And I think that's why so many people, like you think of your friends who stay in your hometown and live really comfortable lives, and it works for a lot of other people. But for me, in my deep work, in my soul searching, I know that I deserve greatness and that I am destined for greatness and that I'm actually just getting started here. And that energy has everything to do with stretching myself, with challenging myself, with choosing courage over comfort, with choosing the hard thing over the easy thing, and saying yes to what this life has in store for me, because everything that's comfortable, that comes easy to you, is not really what you're capable of. This has seriously been such a compass for me, something guiding me towards my North Star of really proving to me how capable I am, of how much greatness my life has in store for me. And even outside of business, it has brought me so much more passion and purpose in my relationships, in my friendships, in my marriage, because it's allowed me to be a more fierce, honest, free communicator. It's allowed me to stop people pleasing and living inside that comfort zone, and allowed me to say, hey, you know what? I have needs too, and this made me really uncomfortable. And, I'm going to communicate what I need with you. And now you hear me and you can meet me where I'm at, and we can be great friends versus just good friends. Or in my marriage, hey, I actually really want this for our life versus where we're at now, and opening up that door to what life can really be. And that's where the real manifestation lies. I get so many DMs of, how have you achieved this? How have you manifested this for yourself? And it's because I've dreamed really, really, really big. And I've done the work of saying, this is what my dream life looks like, and this is what it feels like. So now let me stretch myself and let me go there and let me really achieve all that this life has in store for me.
You can't meet your most authentic self in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You will continue to meet the same version of yourself. You will continue to meet the same safety net that you've created for yourself. It's like this bubble that feels like, okay, this feels good and good enough. But everyone here has those desires on their heart, just like Sam mentioned of this podcast and her entering into this space. It was already a desire, and I was definitely the one that was a part of it, which I'm so grateful to call her in and saying, you're coming with me, sis, you're in this. And for her to say, okay, this is a moment where I could stay in my comfort zone, but am I really going to meet the depths of who I am if I stay here? And I think that's a really incredible mantra. I actually wrote it down in my notes, seeing what you wrote. And I was like, this is one that I feel so connected to. And I imagine so many others do too. And again, it's not the easy work, but it's the most rewarding, that's for sure.
That is for sure. I remember, this is so funny, but this is such a trivial example of how extreme this is for me. I'll never forget the first time I posted a reel. When we shared my weight loss story when I was on my honeymoon. Do you remember that day, Sam? I was freaking out.
Yep. I mean, that whole thing was
yeah.
I feel like that was first off, that entirety of that episode, you went in, you didn't say I'm going to step in and I'm just going to give a little bit. You stepped in and gave a really raw, vulnerable story. And so the weight of that was felt when you posted your first reel talking about your weight loss. Then it was live for literally thousands to listen to. You were naked in that moment saying, love me, see me. And I haven't done this before. So you stretched that system, and I'm so proud of you. But yeah, that was you freaking diving off and saying, I'm not going to stay in this comfort zone. And holy shit, what am I doing? But you freaking did it.
Yeah. It's really awesome what this journey has actually looked like, because it's allowed me to find so much more purpose, but also make so much more meaning of why so many things have been a part of my life's journey. And by saying yes to going outside of my comfort zone and allowing my dreams to come true, I actually give my story so much more power. And even when I talk to things about, oh my God, like the inner workings of my grief, my God, is that uncomfortable for me to say yes to sharing? Like those are things that a lot of people don't even share with themselves, let alone their husband or wife or best friends. And I'm saying yes to like, here's me on the internet with a bunch of strangers. But when I do that, I feel a part of me that was numb for so long. And those are the reminders, those are the glimmers, to use your language, of what life's all about.
I feel like this is a beautiful transition into my words I'm living by
Give
right
us
now.
your first mantra.
So, the words that I'm living by right now are actually from Gabby Bernstein, who I look at as such a leader and mentor in my life. And she has said she just released a new book called Self-Help. And in there, she talks a lot about IFS work. And all IFS work is going within to the internal family system, the family within us all. And she says, I choose to check in rather to check out. So I'm choosing to check into myself rather than checking out. And this is such a powerful shift for me to choose presence rather than avoidance. And when you choose to go within rather than avoid, dissociate, for me, that looks like when something comes up, okay, I could scroll TikTok, let me watch TV, let me go do anything besides churn in right now. And that is something that I have done for a really long time in a lot of areas of my life that I did not want to lean into. And doing this work, and Gabby Bernstein putting it perfectly, every single moment that we decide to check in rather than to check out is when we actually meet the depths of who we are. It's when we say, I love you no matter what. I see you no matter what. I'm here with you. I'm not abandoning you. And I want to do this life with you. That is exactly how we meet our dreams, how we meet our relationships we want in our life, how we create our dream life, by checking in and not checking out. So I want to give examples of what this looks like for me in my life right now. I think for myself, when I think about, gosh, when I'm in my days and I'm having a moment or I'm something has triggered me. I used to, when I would get triggered, y'all, I'd run for the hills. Like I literally would be like, that triggered me. A friend said something and I want to ignore it, I want to avoid it, or I really will dissociate from it. And instead, right now, I'm choosing this moment to pause, take a breath. So I'll literally put my hand over my heart and I'll take a breath, which I'll take right now. You inhale. And then you exhale it out. And in that moment, I just met myself. I said, hey, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to turn away. I'm actually just going to already have compassion for you. I'm going to show you that I'm here for you. And that's the first step of even checking in. So we all have access to that. We all can do that. And when I check in, then I ask myself, okay, what part of me is here? And the part maybe will come through and saying the part that is scared to be judged. And then I can dissect that and say, okay, part that's scared to be judged. When have you felt this in your life? And then it'll swear to you right away, it'll give me that memory of being in 7th grade and feeling like I did something that wasn't accepted by the girl group. And now that is imprinted in my heart. And me talking to this friend right now has triggered that same flavoring and that same moment that myself is like, we can't feel that again. That was scary. That can't happen again. And the fact that I am adult me, 30 years old now, and telling that part, we are not in that same situation. I am not going to leave you. I'm not going to abandon you. It's okay that that part and that time was really scary and really hard and we were judged, and I'm really sorry for that. But this friend right now isn't doing that. And I also am here to protect you as self, and we don't need to run away. We don't need to avoid. We don't need to push that down. We're going to check in instead of checking out. And you guys, this is the work of how we actually process things. This is the work of how we actually get down to the realness rather than all of the fluff and being triggered all day and not being able to live our best lives. So if you're listening right now and this feels like you're resonating and you feel like you can't chase your dreams, or you haven't been able to take that next step forward, I encourage you to not judge at all yourself, not judge that you haven't been able to do that one thing, or you feel like you should be farther than you are. Instead, I encourage you to check in and have compassion first, starting with that compassion, checking in, and that is already going to show yourself that it's safe to be here, that it's safe to be anything that it wants to be. And that's where the magic happens. That's where we actually don't keep repeating the same patterns. If you're listening right now, and again, this is me too, and you're like, I have lived the same relationship over and over again. I have lived the same work. I've quit that job and then I show up to the next one and I'm still in the same position. That means you haven't checked in yet. You haven't said, okay, why am I still in the same place? What am I avoiding? What am I missing that I haven't learned yet? Because the same assignment is going to keep showing up until we learn it, until we actually say, okay, I completed that lesson. I can go to the next level. So checking in, that simple moment of checking in allows us to do that. I encourage you to honestly listen to Gabby Bernstein on this. She's been my teacher and master in this all, and she makes it really simple. But this can be in your morning meditation. Like everything that's coming up, I'm going to choose to check in rather than check out.
I really love this practice, and I'm so inspired to be more intentional about this in my own life, because I think I'm passively doing it. And a way that I've been able to directly ask myself this too is when moments like that come up in my life, like that last example of why is this happening again? I sit there and I now ask myself, I love this question, what is this trying to teach me? How is this happening for me, not to me? How is it happening for you in your life, not to you in your life? And in life, when you're able to reframe that way, where it's not this view of the world is out to get me, it's the universe is actually for me. And to use more of Gabby Bernstein's language, trust in the universe. The universe has your back. What's gonna happen when you ask yourself those questions of how is this happening for me? What am I supposed to be learning here? How is this growing me? You're actually met with the opportunity of diving so deep and checking in so deeply, like Sam's saying. And that's where the magic lies, for sure.
Nikki Novo, another beautiful mentor of like Sam and I, we have like so many like in our life.
Board of advisors of just our life.
Yeah, truly. And I'm like, I love them so much. She one time said to me, to relieve pressure, because I think sometimes we can suffocate life because we want it to be so perfect, and the pressure of it and these lessons that we need to complete, and if we can't figure them out or we don't know, we need to relieve that pressure. And she told me one time to think of life like a video game. She said, think of you being in level 4 right now, and to get to level 5, you have to complete the lesson in level 4. And so if you are exactly doing that same path every single time, like think of it in the video game, you're like in the maze and it's like you have to get through that door and you're trying the same thing every time to get through that door, it's not going to work. So you have to surrender to, okay, I'm going to check in, I'm going to relieve the pressure, I'm in this video game, why can't I get to level 5? What lesson do I need to learn here? What thing do I need to do? Who do I need to be to go to level 5? And these questions, it's sometimes you don't even have to do anything. It's actually being exactly who you need to be to go to level 5. And that question right there is, and then seeing it as a video game relieves the pressure and allows the universe to share exactly what it is that you need to do or be.
I like see the movie of our lives right now. We're just these little Sims and we're trying to get to level 5.
Right?
I love that. Nikki Novo for the win. She's amazing. I love that you mentioned pressure, because my next mantra that is new as of last week, guys, I heard Jordan Harper say this on one of her reels. If you guys don't follow Jordan Harper, she's amazing. I go to her for all my skincare needs. But beyond skincare needs, she also dropped this mantra around friendship, and it was peace over pressure. And I cannot get it out of my mind. I have been saying peace over pressure maybe 1,000 times this week since I heard it on one of her reels. And she was using it specific to friendship, which I want to tap into. But first, I want to speak to the energetic experience of peace versus pressure. When I think of peace, I think of a deep breath. I think of pause. I think of an ocean wave. I think of being in my body and making really great choices from a place of so much alignment and so much self-love. When I think of pressure, I think of being stuck in a corner. I think of the color red. I think of like hard, cold, concrete. It's almost like this energy of I have to, where peace is I get to. And in life, we're all given so many opportunities to show up. But a lot of the time these days, I'm feeling like I'm showing up from a place of pressure versus peace. And that's not fair to myself or anyone involved. And when Jordan was speaking to this with friendship, it really hit me. And I love when we chat about friendship on this podcast because I think a lot of us are dealing with the same thing in a different color. And friendship to me means the world. Like I have had some of the same friends for my entire life. And I have really invested in all of my new friends really deeply. And with what I've said yes to in this season of life, I've realized a shift of I'm not actually able to show up to the extent I once was. One of my very best friends since I'm 2 years old, she just had her first baby. And I've put a lot of pressure on myself for the way that I need to show up for her. And that's something that is so from me, not from her. And recently I've had to really work within that of how realistically can I show up to be an I get to versus I have to. Because all of these are such additions to our lives. And I'm so excited to get to step in with a full cup and be my best self and energetically come and feel so much peace versus that pressure of all of these things that we force on ourselves that we feel like we have to do. This also happens in business. Do I have to do this launch? Do I have to do this collaboration? Do we have to do this? Do we have to stay up to speed with this company that's doing that? And all of that, energetically speaking, comes from a place of pressure. And that's not fair. That's robbing us of the experience of what it looks like to go when your cup is full, to go when you feel like you're in alignment, when you're in your body, making decisions from a place of, oh my gosh, I get to do this. And I love that I get to say yes versus, no, I have to because so-and-so is doing this. And this is, it's just not the energy that I would say yes to ever. And within this peace over pressure, I also love the saying, own lane, own race, own pace. And really that own lane, own race, own pace is saying you have permission to go at your own speed and do what you want to do for you. Stop looking around you at what everyone else is doing. Stop looking around you at what you think these shoulds of the world are projecting onto you. And what do you actually want to do? And it's trusting that your business is going to be just as great, if not way better, when you're not just saying yes from a place of pressure, but saying yes from a place of I'm in my soul saying yes because I get to do this. Or showing up to your friend's house because everyone else is, because they had time to, but you actually couldn't. And then energetically, you're bringing in that energy that you just don't want to vibe with, but you felt like you had to versus you got to. And it's trusting that when you make these decisions from a place of peace, you are going to be living in such a better life. And I can't forget it now. I mean, truly, this week it's all been about peace over pressure, and this is a new one for me. So I'm excited to hear from you guys and how it's showing up for you. And I'm definitely going to keep expanding on it, but it's one that has rocked me and that I really can't step away from. It's just too good.
You know what I love about it is it's such a somatic experience, and you just named it beautifully without maybe you even knowing. You described the difference of what it felt like in your body to be in peace and in pressure. And the
Yeah.
fact that you can go into, and even for myself, I was just thinking about this, of exactly that. When we go into every situation, every meeting, sending a text, what am I coming from? Peace or pressure? And the way that you respond to emails when you're in peace, the way that you show up to that shoot when you have that get to energy and you're choosing peace over pressure, the light that shines through, the way that you get to actually feel into your body somatically of, oh, that feels good. That feels warm. That feels comforting. That feels really light and soft, rather than when we're doing these things in pressure to keep up with the Joneses, as my family always said, keeping up with the Joneses, is you're in that rat race energy. The body is frantic. You're in fight or flight, probably. You're out of breath and you're barely doing anything. Like, that is when you can pause and take that moment and repeat, am I choosing peace or am I choosing pressure? And obviously I'd love to be in that peace state. So how can I enter into that? Do I need to say no to that job? Do I need to text that friend, whatever feels like the best next move in that peace over pressure? So I love this one. And I think it's such an energy that I would encourage anyone listening right now. Think of something that brings you peace. Feel what that feels like in your body sensationally, because it can be different for everyone. And then feel a situation that feels like pressure and what that feels like in your body. Start to tell the difference and enter into that peace place way more often sensationally, and lean into what that feels like rather than the rigid, or even the feeling in my body right now. It's like
I know.
icky. It's
Yeah.
icky.
It's tight. It's heavy.
Yes.
It's not what any of us would choose to say yes to.
No. The final last words that we're living by that I specifically chose for myself is a mantra that I just beautifully repeat to myself in everything I enter, every room I enter, when I wake up. It gives me access to just be, honestly, to just be, period. Like, just be. Like, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to be anything. You just be. And the mantra is, I am light. It's simple, but it gives me chills down my whole body, because it allows me to, again, let go of the noise, let go of the world, let go of the shoulds, and enter into my day, into my relationships, into my practice, into myself, knowing that I am light. And when I'm saying I am light, it's not saying that I am perfect. It's not saying that I am magic. We're all magic, but it's not saying I am perfect. It's actually saying I remember who I am truly beneath the fear, the doubt, the worry, the pressures. I know for all of us, beneath all of that noise, we are all light. And we're a combined light. We are here to truly be this light force in all the ways that we express it by just being us. And so that simple term, that simple set of words allows me to just ground myself, and I don't need to try. I don't need to be anything else besides this light. And it also allows me to not try and control everything. It allows me to have this piece of, if I just show up as me, if I just show up as this light that is within me and within all of us, I know everything will fall into place. And I encourage you guys to start to try this and put this into play. And Sam, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But when I started this practice of just saying I am light, the way that I didn't even need to say words, and I would walk into a room and people would be like, truly the text that I've gotten of like, wow, your light is really bright right now. Or wow, there's something, what are you doing? Whatever you're doing, I'm really proud of you. Thank you for just showing up. And you guys, I'm not saying any words. I'm not doing anything different. I am just knowing that my presence is enough, and it needs to, I don't need to do anything. I just need to be that light. And when I enter that room, it gives an energetic feeling for people without words, without needing to do anything. You get to just show up and saying, hey, it's me and I'm light and so are you. And I will only lead from that place. And the energy in the room is felt. People can feel that because you're being authentically you. And that's what the dream is. That's what we all want to be. And people can feel the difference. And so even when I'm about to lead a class, oh my gosh, when I'm about to, even digitally, or I know in New York, like about to enter that class, I will repeat, I am light. And when I enter that room, I picture my light literally going across the room, hitting every single person, and then receiving in return, and knowing everything's being delivered through me. And knowing that that exists, that we just have that no matter what, like we have that support. I swear to you, watch things just happen. Watch things just come to you by doing less, but by being the light and being who you are. There's a song that Sam and I like, and I want to give it to you guys because I listened to it on repeat. And it's called I Am Light by India Ari. And it makes people cry. I send it to people all the time. And I think it's a great starter to the morning or if you're having a tough day. And there's just so many words in there about how we are connected to the divine, whatever you believe in, that we are not the external of what we all look at. We all see these bodies, but it's so much actually about the internal, that we all have this light within us. If you're listening right now, you have this light that I'm speaking to. We all do. And the more that we can remind ourselves that we are light by just being, by just waking up and saying yes to ourselves, this is how we continue to be more compassionate, loving, curious, connected humans and live the best life that we want to live.
That song is a life changer. Sam knows that I journal every morning now. I have since Hoffman, since getting back in January. And when I am sitting and I'm embodying my spirit, the words that I write are I am light and I shine bright. Like every single day, it's what I end my journal with. And I also want to share for anyone who has ever lost someone that they love, when I'm thinking of my mom, something that I remind myself of is anyone who comes from the light goes to the light. And that has been something in my life and in my grief that has kept my mom so alive. Because when I think of my mom's soul, I feel her light, just as everyone around you, Sam, feels your light. And that light never dies. That light is our legacy. So I wanted to share that before getting into our speed round, which we're so excited to share. And this will be quick again, but with the intention of giving you guys more options, of just giving you some words and then allowing you to see what they mean to you, and maybe some can hit and be some of the mantras that you live by.
Yeah, so if you hear one that you like, I would just write it down, the one that gives you that peace, fuzzy, warm feeling. All right, first one is take up space in the room.
Worry is just a negative prayer.
You deserve your love more than anybody.
What you say is who you are.
You are lovable in your entirety. Embrace your mess.
Self-discipline is the highest form of self-love.
When there is darkness, look for the light within you.
Other people's light doesn't take away from your light. It gives you permission to shine just as bright.
Pain moves through families until someone is brave enough to heal it.
A true partner is not someone that completes you, but someone who inspires you and stands beside you to complete yourself.
We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Think higher, feel deeper.
Stumbling is evidence of momentum.
The only way out is through.
Vulnerability equals your willingness to get hurt.
Don't outsource your brilliance.
Little girls chase, women call in and manifest.
When they go low, you go high.
You can do anything, but not everything.
Don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be in life.
Chills. Chills. Truly chills. Gosh, this episode has been really special for myself and Sam getting to chat these words that we are living by. I almost think we could make this a series. If you guys like something like this, let us know. And so grateful for you guys showing up and joining.
Do you hear
us.
Bagel right now? I feel like that's the perfect close of the UPS guy being here and Bagel just having a moment to change up the energy. We love y'all so much, and Bagel's barking away.
Love you guys.